Oh, nice. I have a nice little text blurb here for you. It has been several hours since leaving Vault 95 behind after Mika's death. The travel has been hard, but Dr. Rast continues push recklessly ahead into the wee hours of the night. Slowly, the green hue of the glowing sea subsides in the sky above. Dark clouds blot out the stars, bringing them a light but deadly rainfall. As the rain starts, Rast curses quietly beneath his breath and changes course, leading you to a burned-out house nearby. Only sections of the house's wall are still standing amidst the rubble, but its thin roof still hangs on the ceiling, if just barely. It's at least enough to protect you from the worst of the whipping radioactive winds and the acid rain outside. Speaks up. I slept here last night. It seems safe enough. Rast explains quietly as he removes his lab coat and tosses it over to the broken couch in the living room. Beneath the coat, Rast is wearing nothing more than a set of dirty underchons. With a small gesture of his hand, he motions to a makeshift fire pit by which a small pile of unused dry wood remains. I suppose we should stay here tonight. Diamond City is a long hike from here, and we need our rest. He says simply before he disappears into one of the back rooms of the house, leaving you all alone with each other.
Alright, let me get the fire started. I'm gonna go ahead and lie down.
Since Bob does have the highest perception, I think we should look around. Check the threats.
I actually even have a small few prompts for you to test out the game mechanics here, because we're still doing the baby's first adventure.
Can we break the vases like
Question 1. And this is chance for you to roleplay with your characters. Question 1. How do you stay warm with the storm raging outside? It is shivering
She really
cold.
is baby's first. Jesus Christ. Well,
I don't know, it's not like we have like firewood or something. Guess we'll die.
Alright, I'm gonna go and put some fire on.
I do love that just a second ago it says, yeah, there's firewood right there.
I guess it's like just for like people who don't think about it. This is baby's first adventure, so it's like not putting together context clues.
I mean, do you have anything to set the fire with? That's a better question.
Ooh! Hold on. It's my time. It's my time to shine. My lucky charm, my little savior is probably in the equipment section. I have an engraved flip lighter. Can I please set the fire?
Alright, you have a lighter. I don't think that really requires any check there.
Oh yeah, that just works.
Yes.
Light it, throw some in the fucking fireplace.
So you light it up.
This is why I took the lighter.
It starts to flicker and it warms your bones. Just enough. Question 2. What else do you do to prepare the camp for the night?
Oh, we should search the house, see if there's anything, any foodstuffs or other
Richard would
valuables.
want to see if there is any elevation, like, that he could nest up in. For lack of a better word.
Like a second story, I'm not too sure. If not, there might be like a table or something that you could
not necessarily like a second story, but roofings.
Yeah, I guess you could climb into the roof. Though,
Yeah,
I don't know why would you, but sure, I guess you could
safety.
climb onto the, like, little supporting things.
I climb into the rafters.
Yes,
Yeah, just chill in the rafters.
yes. Richard just books it for the rafters.
Alright,
But I'm messing here.
Scavenging the house. The birdhouse house is frequently used by travelers who are looking for rare shelter. You look around, not much useful supplies remain, but you can make a group perception plus survival test with a difficulty of 3.
Alright, I will be the primary for this one, because I believe, the highest perception.
I have a total of 9.
I have a total of 13.
Survival and perception, right?
Yeah, so survival perception. So that is 1 success.
2 success?
That is 1 success because that's not a tag skill, I don't believe.
No, I mean you have 1 success. I have 1 success.
Yeah, total of
together
2
is
so
2.
far. Yeah.
And
So 2
0.
successes.
I guess we should roll on a 5.
If I remember correctly, wasn't group tests like the first person has 2, the other 2 people have 1 die?
Yes, but
Yeah, okay.
it was first die matters for both of us,
Yeah.
so no change in results.
Yes.
Now how to figure out how to roll on your guys' sheets.
If we know if you can check what Tyke's perception and survival skills are, probably not much for Tyke.
Perception is 4. And survival is... does he even have a survival here?
You can check it, it will say 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2, or 3.
Where could I find that? In the character skills?
So it
Kill
is...
the,
It's in
third from the
character
bottom.
and then skills.
Okay. Survival 2.
2. So in that case, you just roll 1d20, you need 6 or lower.
1d20. Okay. I'll just roll it manually here. I don't know how that shit functions.
Oof.
Don't remember how complications work outside of combat.
Neither do I.
Must have been the wind.
Now's a good time to check it. Let's see.
Just I'll check survival, scavenging.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if it's mentioned in skills.
Let me see if there's a search function here. Probably skills, I would also guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking
Tag
first.
skills.
Complications rolled on this test have several possible results. The most common are fewer supplies, takes longer, a group of the local inhabitants interrupt you, disturb location in a way making it more dangerous, find one or more of the items you found is locked away.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go with that last one. That seems like you're looking for just basically junk.
Yeah, just looking around.
If a PC passes their test, which you did since it was a group test, I believe.
You said it was difficulty 3 and we got 2. That would be a fail.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So technically, yeah, you find nothing.
Well,
Unfortunate.
That's just like some random stuff here and there. You know what? I'll be kind. I'll give you the thing that the least interesting thing that is available to get. Do I have it here on my little handouts? Random oddities. No.
Does the power in Florida usually come back fast?
Alright. You find animal products and food.
Food?
That's good.
I assume because of the complications you got, that food happens to be freaking rotten.
Yeah, that's fair.
So all you
Alright,
find is animal products.
Okay. So what is ML products like? How does junk exactly work?
I assume that since this is like a shelter, it would be like, it doesn't specify which kind of animal products. So it might be like leashes, harnesses, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
I'm just trying to find.
If it's just junk, it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah,
So what does the specific junk table? What does that mean?
it's just junk.
A fancy description for a interchangeable item.
Yeah.
Okay. So would that
Anyway.
just be like one piece of junk, or how much?
I thought animal products meant like fertilizer. Maybe I'm wrong though.
Good, but all junk is kind of just capsulized.
Yeah,
in
it's just
junk.
like, it's useless. You can't really do much with it.
Yeah, well, junk is actually very useful for us, interestingly enough.
Anyways, question 3. Does anybody have any odd habits that the characters would notice?
Yes. Talking to myself constantly.
Question.
I mean, sleeping on the rafters isn't that odd, right?
Question 4.
Gotta have the high ground.
What questions do you ask each other?
So which one of us is the slowest runner?
Bob just stares you down.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, if a Yao guy comes by, me and Steve are making it out alive. No, just kidding.
I mean, you could just kill it. It's not that strong.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we all have guns here. Doesn't seem like that big of a threat.
It's just a joke about if you encounter a bear, you don't need to be the fastest runner. You just need to be faster than the slower person in the group.
You don't need to be faster than the bear. You just need to be faster than the slowest person you're traveling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you
well,
got it
what
right.
if that person has a gun?
Well, good for them.
Well, yeah, that is their problem is dealing with the bear.
But
Yeah.
what if they shoot you?
Yeah.
What if they shoot
Oh,
you in the
what's the
leg?
point
Then
of it?
you're the slowest person in the room now. Okay?
That is a good point.
You're only the fastest at the moment, but if your leg's crippled, we'll see.
I like how Bob is thinking.
Thank you.
Richard friggin' makes a mental note.
You don't need to be faster than the bear, you just need to shoot the person who's faster than you.
Note to self, do not piece of palm. You will break my leg.
Note to everyone else, I have a gun that can reliably break limbs. And the ability to reroll where I hit.
I can suture your leg with my gun.
And final question. Does anyone share
We'll all end up crippled.
Does anybody share a story about their past?
I mean, isn't it a bit too early to be sharing stories about our past? We just met. And also Finn isn't here, so...
What, you don't just go randomly, you know, one day back in...
Bob's back in my day stories are the dumbest things that, like, are reasonable for a man his age to do. So it's like, oh, back in my day, computers were so much simpler. You know, you just have to click 3 buttons, you were in, you could do whatever you want. And he's saying this with the knowledge that he can hack into high-tech security vaults.
Richard is just perched up on the rafter listening. Hey, crazy man's telling stories.
I don't know, you're the one on the rafters. I think that's more crazy, personally.
Listen, I'll hear you say that when the mole rats attack. And I will be safe.
Look, if the mole rats get through the wood, we have bigger problems.
Yeah, but the mole rats would be on the first floor. They will not get me on the rafters. They are terrible at climbing.
Look, if they can get into the wood, couldn't they just climb through the wall?
Yeah, the point is mole rats come from the ground.
Yeah, but I mean,
and
the wall is attached to the ground.
Yeah, but a mole rat wouldn't climb a wall.
It doesn't need
to. It will go for those who are slipping on the ground.
I think the mole rats are thicker than the wall.
Well, I mean, some of them are way thicker than the wall, but I've seen smaller. Some are quite vicious as well.
Well, why would they climb the wall when there are perfectly fine people that do not require wall climbing?
It's because some of them are stupidly smart. I've seen some of them climb not only through walls.
Yeah, see, the brains are very nutrient rich, so they would want to go for you first.
Well, that's what's interesting. That's what I thought too, but for some reason they tend to actually avoid the obvious target sometimes. I've seen like 2 of them climb actually through a wall. Similar story actually, where they climb through the wall up to a man sleeping on the rafters. Except instead of being eaten on the rafters, he got startled, fell to his death, and then they ate his corpse. But very similar.
Simon says you're lying.
Why would Simon be saying? Who's Simon?
You don't know him.
I mean, I met a lot of Simons. Which one are you specifying?
Well, if you met a lot of Simons, you can guess which one would say that.
Ah, Simon Brown. That's a good point. He was a piece of shit. That is who you're talking about, right? I'm not wrong here?
And Richard takes a sip from a trusty canteen and freaking dies because he chokes. No, just kidding. But I just had my coffee go down the wrong throat. Thank you.
Of course. My pleasure.
Perfect.
There we go. High quality roleplay.
Yes. Are we winning?
Are you winning, son?
We are winning.
Hell yeah.
Once the players have spent time starting a fire, scavenging and settling for the night, Rast returns from the back of the house with an old weather-worn guitar in hand, and has changed into a fresh set of clothes, a red wool sweater and dark slacks. The doctor sits down and stares at the campfire, his eyes lost for a time in the dance of its flickering flames. After a few moments, he begins to gently pluck the strings of his guitar, just so slightly out of tune, and pleasantly croons a centuries-old song.
Question? Where the hell did he get fresh clothes and a guitar? We need to get to that place.
No, he's probably just in another room. I mean, he mentioned the fact that he had slept here before. He probably had leftover clothes here. Makes quite a bit of sense. It's actually quite smart.
No?
There's plenty
I
of
don't know, Richard
travelers
is-
that visit this establishment.
Oh, we found dog shit. How did you find fresh clothes here?
You just need to know where to look.
That's a good
Oh,
point.
every nook and cranny, of course.
After he finishes his song, he sets down his guitar and informs you guys. If you hope to survive in Diamond City, we need to scavenge for some real supplies that can be traded and bartered. I know an old locked up warehouse on the way to the city that we could investigate tomorrow. It is a well hidden amidst a series of other burned out buildings that make it easier pickings for scavengers. I believe there might be some valuables inside of this particular house.
Might be a good place to check.
Sounds worth a shot.
Good. Then we are all in agreement.
Don't we already have a few sets of armor to sell and some guns?
We have a lot of stuff we can get access to, because... So what we were figuring out before you joined was that for Ballistic Weave, we'll
Mm-hmm. Huh? You disappeared?
a good amount of junk,
Mm-hmm.
which, interestingly enough, the animal products... So when they say animal products, they mean, like, hide and that stuff. So it's not like...
Hide, bone.
Yeah. So it's things that come from animals, but are more accurately, like, things that actually have a use.
Mm-hmm.
To make the Ballistic Weave, which will increase both of our tankiness by a lot, which will make your guys' job a lot easier, we need a grand total of 8 common junk and 4 uncommon junk, I believe.
Or uncommon material. Junk
Uncommon
is just
material.
junk.
Junk is just junk, but components. We have 1 common, being the animal hide.
We just have junk right now. It takes time and a check to salvage it.
The animal product innately is 1, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant by we have 1.
Is it junk or is it common materials at this point?
Common materials. The animal product itself is common material.
Okay, I was asking more the DM because there is a difference between
I mean, the
you
book
salvage
just says
in
chunk.
Okay. So
Okay,
it's-
does it just say junk? Okay.
Yeah,
so...
it just says
So-
chunk. It is from the chunk table.
Okay. In that case, you're right. My bad.
I don't know what else to really add there.
Yeah, no, that's all we needed. I got overzealous.
Mhm.
Alright, so we wanna head to a building?
yeah, well, spend the night and then head to the building.
Yes, the rain should hopefully let up during the morning.
Who's taking... I can take the first watch. But who's taking the second and the third?
Hmm.
I can take a watch.
Alright.
I think I'll take second. Seems more important. I believe I can take that job quite well.
Wonderful.
Sorry to say, but I'm not fully trusting of either of you.
Fair enough.
Alright, so you'll take first, I'll take
Yep.
second, and Steve will take third. Is that alright?
Wait, I was gonna take first. Who's taking? You were gonna take second, right?
Yeah, and then Steve will take third.
I said I
Alright,
could take a
sounds
watch. I wasn't picky about which one.
Yep.
You're taking third then.
That's why I specified it.
Do we need to roll?
No. Rast curls up by the fire to retire for the night, shortly after his song, and encourages for each of you to do the same. But indeed, you do set up watches.
Yes. And Richard is in the raft because the old man can't climb the raft.
Oh, I don't need to climb the rafters. I'm just gonna lie down the floor.
Yes, but
There
just
was
in
couch.
case.
Decide to take watches during the night. One of you, you know what, I'll even roll for it. 1, 2, 3,
Hey.
from the first watch to the last one.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. The first watch.
Alright, that is Richard.
Richard, during your
Yep.
night watch, you hear strange noises of the waste, beasts and mutations, but the night passes without an encounter.
Alright.
With that, you have successfully slept through the first night.
Yo!
5 more to go.
5 Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
You wake up rested, ready to move. Actually, is there anything else? Okay, yeah. But you don't have much time to really like dress up or anything. You're just like putting on your stuff there in the morning. It's like shortly before dawn. You notice that the winds and rain has stopped, but you notice a wild dog that is approaching the house. The dog has a wolf-like maw, shaggy brown fur matted with rain and mud, and one milky white eye where it has gone partially blind. The last PC who was keeping the night's watch last must make me a perception plus survival test with a difficulty of 1.
That would be Steve.
Pass.
So you notice the dog's slinking approach. You can preemptively defend yourself, or instead attempt to call over the dog.
I think I'd have to call over the dog.
If
it's aggressive, it's not gonna be
do
able to do
so,
much.
you must make a charisma plus survival test with a difficulty of 3. You can reduce this test by doing something very specific.
I do not have any food on me.
Well, I do, but I'm sleeping, so sorry.
Yeah, you would be still waking up. It would be really up to Steve at this first point.
Don't know if they literally can succeed, yeah, because they can't get
I would need a crit.
Can you even? Is that a tag skill? Because you can't crit unless it's a tag skill.
You crit on a 1 if it's not a tag skill.
Oh, you crit on a 1? Okay.
Okay, so you fail. If and preemptively attack. Is there anything about if you fail the test? If they fail the test, the dog lashes out violently. Proceed to encounter 1A. Okay.
Alright, we're killing a dog.
I'm more of a cat person anyway.
Why do dogs always do this shit? Forget how stupid they can be.
Cats are so much
I'm
better.
pretty sure I am faster than the dog. So minor action, draw a gun.
Hey, you don't know that.
I don't know. It's literally the cap of speed. You cannot go fast.
I'm not quite capped.
Well, not
cap
quite
is
there, but
20.
you're on the way. You're on the way to the cap of speed.
I might only get one more perception. There are only a few skills that require perception 8 that might be interesting. That, depending on how I make this character and the group dynamic.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're the pickpocket skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, I am Steve, and I am Speed.
My name is Steve.
And then there's the universal
Okay,
cheers
book.
from around the
If
waist.
you tell me that this is a wild dog, but then I open the sheep and it's a dog, but then there's like 15 fucking dogs here. Which one is it?
Does it? So
I'm gonna assume.
is it like
Choose the
wild
ugly
dog
one.
A, wild dog B? Is it like that stuff?
I'm gonna
or is
assume
it
that
like
it's this one that just says dog.
most likely?
Okay. I would probably say that the dog and Steve are probably in the same zone, and the rest of you, since you are kinda in the, like, building itself, still kinda waking up, you would be one zone behind.
Alright, let's go. So yeah,
Reasonable.
yep, so I'm guessing there's an auto map for this one.
Not really, no. I mean, I could look one up, but, it's
No need.
it's one dog with an initiative of 10.
So we
Yeah, so-
all have
yeah,
higher initiative than the dog.
You
We all have higher initiative.
It's about to be so
exactly.
dead.
I don't think we even need to set up, but you know what? Might as well turn order.
Do it, yeah.
So,
Just everyone before dog, except for Tyke.
so I think we established that Steve has the highest. So
Yes.
I'm too lazy to set up the turn order because this game doesn't automatically reset it or roll
Yeah,
for
we
it.
know it though. It's Steve, Richard, me, then dog.
So Steve, go ahead. It's your turn.
I see this dog is becoming aggressive.
I tried to pin
Minor
it again.
action. Minor action, draw pistol. Major action, gun.
With this treasure I summon.
I think it's dead.
2 successes. Hit it in the right arm for 6 damage.
It lives.
It lives.
What is the armor so we can determine if we get HP or not? Because we're currently at 0.
Yeah, what is its defense?
Let me see. Defense of 1. No damage resistance.
Alright, we got an AP.
I shoot it. I take my fast hands action to shoot it again. Or my fast shot action to shoot it again. Two
You're just
successes
dead.
for 7 damage in the other arm.
Oh my god.
You get that Fallout 3 negative karma thing pop up.
You literally pulled out your gun, shot him in both arms, it died. That is what happened to it.
Still ended up with 1 AP at the end of it.
We gained 2 AP. Oh no, does it cost an AP?
It costs an AP for me to do my shot. It would normally cost me 2 AP.
And
But I
then
have the
in this
thing-
encounter, it doesn't even give me an option. You can add a dog for each action point that you spent, like in the last one.
But you don't have enough, yeah. Well, you have 4 AP technically.
Well, it doesn't even give me the option to do that.
Oh wow.
Well,
But this was supposed to be kind of like, yeah, you can add it as a friend to help you in the battle.
Nope.
friend, no, then you must
I love how the
die.
icon is the dog like in a raft, and we literally walked up to it and just fucking killed it.
No, I walked up to it and was like, oh hey, a dog, it looks friendly. Oh shit, no, not friendly. Bang,
Bam,
bang.
bam. I was like, oh, what a dick.
And Richard is like, what the fuck is that commotion about?
Yeah, you come up down from the rafters and you just see a dead dog there.
And it's like, it's not
And
a
I freaking,
humane death
wow, that
either.
was loud.
It's not humane either. It's not like we shot at its head. We shot both of his arms.
At least
Well, if
he
I say
didn't get
we.
shot in the face.
That'd be better. It'd be dead instantly.
Whether the PCs befriend or the dog, you notice that it is wearing an old rusty dog tag. The cheap aluminum charm is in the shape of a cartoon bone and it reads, Charlie loves you.
What a stupid dog. You think if it was domesticated, at least be a little bit smarter. But I
Clearly.
guess not.
Clearly, it was outmatched.
Well, if no, not with people for a while.
Fair enough.
The next morning, Rast shares jerky made of unknown meat with the PCs for breakfast. Gotta go.
I mean, we might have dog meat available.
Ooh, I haven't had some in a while. It's quite good.
Can I make like a perception check on the meat? To
Sure.
perceive if it's
I-
safe.
I guess
to
that'd
eat.
be survival.
I guess so.
Alright, let's see what it gets. Ooh! Does that's
Yeah,
the
so
one,
we-
right?
So we gain an AP. Yeah.
It's
Depending
on the
far
difference.
as you can tell, it's just like
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it'd be like difficulty 1 if
meat.
anything.
Okay, so-
Kinda hard to tell which meat it is, but you think it is edible.
Okay, so it's edible, it's not poisoned. Okay, I guess we can eat it.
Like, so far as I,
I mean,
can
Bob
tell
already
from
started.
what the book gives me right here.
That's one thing I am interested in. Because we can acquire AP by going over checks, are we even able to do checks that aren't available to us? Because you could just farm AP by doing just minor checks. Well, I guess you have to
mean,
risk complications.
Yeah, I guess. Anyways, you might as well move on.
Kill a dog, move
You
on with our
start
day.
heading out. Rast reminds you once more about the warehouse. You know, we could. I think we were agreements about the warehouse, right? We should stop by.
Sounds like a good place to check out.
Alright.
I mean, before we head out, I would like to see about butchering this dog for some mutt chops
Okay.
at a later point.
No, we can take the collar in case we get another dog.
I guess
Its
that...
name would be Charlie.
I mean, that's the question. Would they even be checks? I'm trying to see if there's something about it.
Cooking? Maybe survival also.
I guess it would be survival, but I just don't know how you could. I don't even know if you would need to do a check. Is what I'm curious about.
To see if you can make it edible.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if they mention it somewhere. I want to know like if there's something specific to it.
No idea
Yeah,
unless
it's like
there's like a really specific cooking skill in one of the other additional.
There isn't, but I mean like just in like for everything. Like I imagine you would have to do. I guess it would just be you decide what the difficulty is.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine that it would be too hard. Unless this thing is like really highly irradiated.
Yeah, we're just harvesting meat so we can cook it at a later point for
Sure.
survival.
Sure. Yeah.
Like which stat? Endurance.
Endurance is the base, but I mean I guess for this, let's see, for cooking, I don't know. I don't know what it'd be for cooking.
For the cooking itself, crafting is an intelligence skill.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess for butchering it'd probably be. I mean, I guess dexterity makes sense actually, because you have to be careful.
So agility,
Maybe?
survival.
I mean, it's either that or I guess maybe perception to know what cuts of meat are actually good.
Maybe that sounds also fairly decent to me.
I'll go with perception because we are a little bit less sure, and that is my lower check.
Yeah.
Sounds.
This would
Yeah.
be like a question when we were expert at this game, and we will probably never be.
Yeah,
Well, I
but-
mean, the fact of the matter is we want to do this now. Because if we do it now,
we want
Sure.
we want to
Well,
start figuring this stuff out.
I think one success would be more than enough to get you some nice mutton.
It's a mongrel dog meat for inventory. Okay,
Indeed.
perfect.
I will get that.
Non-specific amount, but some.
We can roll for it.
I wonder if there is something for it. I mean, I imagine there is, because I know there is a, like, food section and equipment, so there might be something
Maybe.
on it.
I mean, I could roll for
What's the-
random food, but that's not the thing. Same thing.
Yeah, I'm just checking if there's, like, a thing that, like, actively defines it. I doubt there is, but who knows?
Anyways,
I think there shouldn't.
it is an uneventful several hours hike through the wasteland plains and eerie suburban ruins before you arrive. In a small clearing among burned out buildings is an old warehouse, not much larger than a house. Its windows are barred on the outside and appears to be boarded up from the inside. Its entrance is a set of white doors held shut by two heavy padlock chains. A rusty sign near the door reads, "Green Brothers and Company, no parking, keep clear." Spray painted beneath the sign, faded in red letters, are the words, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here."
That's a stupid sign.
Are there any climbable objects around the building? or on the side of it?
You investigate the area. Far as you can tell, there is only one entrance. The raised yard behind the warehouse is littered with a wooden scrap, broken chain link fence, and other junk. The building itself does not appear to be disturbed from the outside or broken into recently. You look at the chains barring the door are relatively new and not rusted. Though the iron bars on the windows show a sign of severe rusting, you do not seem to find it look like any like accessible windows or ladders or any kind of that thing.
I don't like this.
Or if there are, they're like heavily boarded up.
Can I still climb up to them and look inside, peek inside?
Sure.
Maybe like if there's...
You go up from one of the boarded windows, you see boards.
Fascinating. How many?
Enough that you can't see anything inside.
That's many
boarded
boards.
window is
Do
made
they
out of
count as
boards.
Oh yes, the floor is made out of floor.
Do they count as junk? Can we dismantle them?
Hold on.
We need that ballistic weed made
Don't know
from
if we should do
animal
that
hide
yet.
and
We should probably
boards.
scout this place out first before deciding.
Yeah, I guess you could break off the rusted iron bars and bust through the wooden boards on the inside of the window. Yeah, I guess that's a possibility.
Don't know if we should make them with sound yet.
Yeah, let's check.
Yeah, we
There's
need
back-
to be stealthy.
It's
back
that
way in.
meme with the fence and let me in, let me in.
I'm in.
Yeah. Mm. 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 Okay.
Just move quietly, sneak
Mm.
around. Looked like there was another way in through the back.
Yeah, I think since the chains are pretty fresh, it probably means that... Does it look like they're trying to keep whatever is inside away from getting outside?
I imagine it's something similar to this is something's warehouse and they locked it up after they left.
It did say something about the beasts inside. No?
Oh no, I didn't hear that.
The devils. It's still
Yes, the
written there on the door.
To me, I imagine
Yeah, so
that
that's
it's
a
just
lie,
like
because I'm
I imagine that's
outside of this
Raider
building.
lingo. I imagine that's just Raider lingo, if I had to guess.
Wait, can't you roll for it? You have high intelligence, you might know.
I mean, sure, I guess I'll... I don't think it is anything. I don't think I would ever check it, that's the thing.
Well, we're
Just
pushing
a
you to check
character.
it. Like, small
Alright,
guy, do you know
I'll
what this
see
is?
if I can find anything about it. About the message. Don't know what that would be.
Intelligence and intelligence.
I just don't know what that would apply. I don't know what skill that would be.
Intelligent speech, maybe? Trying to learn if a phrase means anything?
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
That sounds about as correct as we're gonna get now.
Agreed. Intelligence.
Oh, less science, but it's not really a
one
sciencey
success.
thing.
Yeah. One success. Trying to
So
identify
about
anything.
that particular phrase, I mean, it could literally mean anything.
Yeah.
There's so many devils in the wasteland that your guess is good as any, really.
Yeah, I don't think it
Mhm.
really means anything. There are 100 different things it could mean, and none of them really change our plans.
What if we made a lot of noise outside, we hide, and then we see if anything comes out of the building? Because then they would be coming out to us, and we will be very supportive at shooting them in the face.
Anything that survives this wasteland knows that noise is not a good thing to go look at.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the moment,
But what if it's not people? What if it's creatures that will be attracted to noise?
in that case, we lose the element of surprise, because they know there's something out there.
Well, in the other case, we get right into their territory and they can attack from any angle.
Look, we either stay out here, make noise, which gives us plenty of different issues. If their raiders have left their storehouse, they could come back. Meaning we'd be attacked on two sides if there is something inside. If we go in, we can rebar the door and sure we have to deal with whatever's inside, but we'll know if something is outside. In the end, being outside gives us multiple opportunities to either be flanked, or we lose the element of surprise.
Well, so... Okay, did we find the back door?
Huh?
Or is it just... Did we find the back door, or is it just one door?
That's just the one door or the windows.
I guess
Okay, so...
Either
Wouldn't
the
that
front
be
door
good?
with the padlocks, or you can break the window. That's your two options here, really.
I mean, I can try to lockpick the padlock if you want. I would prefer going in through the window, though, probably.
the lock's probably quieter.
Should I make a roll for the lock?
Yeah, if you wanna pick the lock,
Yeah.
it would be a perception plus lockpick test.
Alright.
That is more
I
than
picked
enough.
that lock so good.
What
You
is the
can-
difficulty? So we can add AP.
1.
Okay, so we get 1 AP.
Yay.
You can open the door. After opening the door, the PC may burst down the wooden boards nailed to the inside of the door to enter the warehouse. Or you can proceed without making noise by removing the boards one by one.
I think in this
Well,
situation, silence is more important, even if it's slower.
If you want to try
Yeah.
that, it would be an intelligence plus stealth check.
Oh, intelligence is for Bob.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make sense for it to be agility, though?
It is intelligence because you have to know how to get the stuff off.
Without
Oh,
making
okay.
too much
Makes
of a
sense.
noise.
Yeah, that's
What if Bob guides us and we take it off, though?
Then
Teamwork.
And it would be an assisted roll. Bob would roll. Bob would make one roll, and we would make other rolls.
Do we want to do that, or do we just want to see if Bob can do it? Because the benefit of us doing it as an assistant role, as I see it, is that Bob will be able to stand back a bit. So if there is something on the other side of the door, we will be between whatever it is and Bob, because Bob does not have a lot of health at all.
yes, but I think if there was something that could like burst through the door, because I wouldn't open the door, I would just remove the planks. If it was something that can burst through it, then I would hear it.
Yeah, I say we just have Bob knock on
Yeah,
the door
okay.
while we keep a watch.
Yeah, I'll
Fair
just.
enough.
Yeah, I'm not gonna open the door. I'm just gonna get the planks off.
Exactly.
What is the difficulty? I don't know if I actually can ask that, but I imagine I can because we have to know that stuff like AP and stuff like that. We
2.
have to decide. 2. In that case,
I'd say
will...
spend one AP to get a die.
That's what I was gonna say, yeah. So I'll spend 1 AP to roll 3 die. So, and roll. That is 5, just like the first 3. Wow.
Ooh.
First 3, so that is 5 successes.
5 successes, yeah. I think that's a little bit more than enough to...
Holy shit, that is insane.
That is a
Bump
roll.
all over the place.
That sneak isn't a tag skill.
Like,
That is just...
even your teammates don't realize, like, that you already have removed all of the boards with that kind of a check.
Yeah, I removed them so quietly and so fast that they're like, hey, when are you gonna be done? And they're just gone.
Exactly.
Yeah. The teammates now slightly scared of Bob's powers.
Bob's speed and stealth.
And hey, if nothing else, if you need a melee weapon now, you can get a board with nails.
Yeah. Well, that is plus 2 AP.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gained an AP from that experience.
So far, by my calculations, we have 5, right?
We have 3.
AP.
You've spent 2. So with that, because I rolled 3 dice, that cost me 1 AP. And earlier, Steve used an ability that makes it that normally costs 2 AP, but from his ability it reduced to 1. So he spent a total of 2 AP.
Yeah, hold on. If you use 2 AP, you use 2 AP, not 3, right?
I've
You
used
get the
1,
additional dice.
Steve's used 1.
Yeah, so it should be 5, if I was keeping track
No,
correctly.
we ended the last session with 0 AP.
Okay.
So we started this one with 0. We
Yeah,
gained
but
1 via the
didn't we-
dog. So we gained 1 via the
Didn't we
dog.
get 1 before the dog?
We did not. We gained 1 at the
Okay.
dog. We gained 1 via a random check. I spent 1 right now, and we gained 2. So we're at 3.
Okay. Okay, makes sense.
Alright,
How do
so
we proceed?
quietly, I say you go first.
Hooray. What do I roll?
It's probably going to be a group stealth check.
Yeah, group stealth with either you or Steve as the primary. So you'd roll 2, and then we roll 1.
Well,
I have
before you
seen
have
as my tab.
do that, there is something here. As you enter the warehouse, after removing the boards, the inside of the building is dark, entirely unlit, but for a few rays of light shining through the fist-sized holes in the ceiling. The rows of metal shelves are mostly bare, having long since picked over by scavengers. Rast steps inside and clicks on a flashlight, shining a beam down the center aisle. Crouched over sits by a ghoul, a young woman with the scraps of flesh falling haphazardly away from her cheeks. She is chewing on her own arm, slurping the decayed meat from the bone while she stares blankly at something in the dark.
Well, Richard, do you want to sneak attack it?
Yeah, that sounds good. Do we have a map for this?
Since you managed to enter quietly, you see 3 ghouls rushing towards the light of the open entrance, but the PCs at front of the group can act first before acting in the initiative order, also known as a surprise round, I believe.
Oh, so we'd have a surprise round.
Alright.
Or just yeah, whatever is considered a surprise round in this.
Yeah, but do
No,
we
it
have,
looks like it's just a fucking free turn from what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do we have
I guess I could go and fetch a map for you guys. Give me a second.
Yay!
Hooray!
Thanks,
Map
Dad.
time! We need like a Dora the Explorer map theme song. Map time,
If
map
I can even find one that is appropriate.
Yeah, I guess it's a warehouse.
Yeah, this is the thing that the book gives me.
Right. Let's see what the book has
I
provided.
don't think there's a map that has the zones. Definitely not liking this map thing.
I remember there being a specification of like the range of zones somewhere. So I'm curious if we could kind of just use that as a layout. Let me look around.
Yeah, maybe if you can find it.
Yeah.
If you want, I can just sketch up something and paint in like 2 seconds. Oh, you can do it. As a DM, probably
I
it's
mean,
better
I
if you do
could
it.
find like a random map just for
Oh, that, for example,
a
yeah, that also works.
warehouse, but it wouldn't have any of the zones or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it really just looks like it's all relative. Like, it would literally just be like what makes sense. Because close range would just be close to the opponent, medium would be a medium range to the opponent. So players can kind of just reach whatever area they want as long as it's nearby.
Mm-hmm. Alright, add feral ghoul, and these are, the book says 3. Here at the beginning, okay. Turn order. Add turn order. Add turn order. There's a few things that I like about this system, but this is definitely not one of them.
Well, this isn't even really the system. This is alchemy.
Well, I did kind of mean the whole map thing.
Fair, I kind of... It's only not the best. I get the purpose. I think it really is supposed to be a lot more theater of the mind in terms of zones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. 3 against 3.
Alright.
I guess if you guys, since this is like a tight hallway, you could say that you're either close or whatever was the second closest.
Medium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be in medium.
We could imagine that you're like on the doorway and they're inside of the...
Yeah, we're outside, which is one zone, and then inside, which is a second zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we see them coming.
Exactly. And since you did manage to stealth, you have a moment to react before they go. So even without the turn order, Steve.
Yeah, I'm going to move into the building Where's my minor action?
Also, I do not believe we can see the goals.
They're not on the map. But,
Yeah, we can.
They should be visible.
This is kind of theater of the mind. I move into the entryway, one zone, and then at close range, I'm going to 44 the closest ghoul. 2 successes for 6 damage. I'm going to spend a luck point to reroll 3 damage dice.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4,
9,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to spend the AP I generated from the attack to gun fu the second ghoul.
Okay.
So I think I just roll a hit location on the second
How many
ghoul.
bullets do you have?
That gets me down to 15 as I shoot the second ghoul in the face.
Okay. Help me out here with the damages there.
Well, that is
first
9
ghoul
damage.
takes 9 to the torso.
Okay.
Second ghoul takes
The
9 to the
first-
head.
Okay, both of them are dead.
And the third one?
Christ. Third
Well,
one's
he
alive.
only shot 2 of them, so that's that one is alive.
Yep.
Can I stab the third one?
Sure. You, as a minor
Would it
action,
count-
move one zone closer, and as your action, you try to stab it. Absolutely.
Would that be a knife attack or a stealth knife attack?
Whichever
Let me check.
weapon you.
There are.
Oh god.
So when you're saying stealth knife, you mean a sneak attack. Let me just go ahead and look at that real quick. So
Because
you
we did
would
sneak in.
not. So because you are surprising them, you would have.
If
Stealth
they're
on the
unaware.
Yes. So let's see. I'm
But
trying to see
they're-
if there's something specifying it. They're running towards the light, so they're not going towards the group.
If they're unaware of you before the attack, so DM may take that judgment.
That's kind of an interesting question because they're aware of the light, but technically they're not aware of you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that's good because it specifies you.
Stealth then.
You could also have it be a stealth check. Yeah, you could also have it be a check if you'd want.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds more than fair to me, with like maybe a difficulty of 1-ish? 2?
Yeah, I think one's good. Then, like, depending on how intelligent an enemy would be able to raise. But I mean, these are feral ghouls.
Mm-hmm. So give me
Do I just roll
a stealth roll first, and then your attack.
Yeah, agility stealth.
There you go. It's more than enough, dude. Like, you just come behind the corner, like, you surprise the heck out of this feral ghoul. Probably because
Alright.
Davis just went guns blazing and almost headshotted both of them.
Yeah. Alright, stealth it is then.
1 damage, 2 damage, 4 damage, 6 damage?
Sneak
5,
attacks
6,
gain
7,
vicious.
8. 8 and vicious. So, well, no, hold on. I don't think the effect is double damage. Even then, 3, 4.
It
5,
gains
6, 7,
vicious,
8.
which is double damage.
Oh yeah. Well, isn't like
So-
Sneak attack gains vicious.
Dead. Dead.
Yes. So
Dead.
it's dead.
Like,
Wait, so how much damage would that be, would my roll be?
So you did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then on their turn they would take 2 additional damage. So a total of 12.
Yeah.
Piercing. A piercing and ignore 2 of their resistance. Also, because they were surprised, that's 4 successes with a difficulty of 0.
Yeah, so that is, so we are at max AP.
Little bit
Yeah.
more than dead.
You will die so hard. Arching
Already
probably.
at max AP.
Well, which is funny, this encounter is a good time to discuss the concept of target hit locations and injuries. That's just funny, right?
What I find
Like-
funny is that we can actually kind of like theoretically go through, because we did get a critical hit on the torso, head, and right leg, and there's different effects for each.
It's like
But yeah, this is the
discuss this, like, of
section where they
targeting, and then
teach
we'll
you
just target the enemy.
like what happens if you inflict more than 5 damage.
Yeah, so to
I think we
one
inflicted
ghoul-
a little bit more than 5 damage.
Yeah, so to the first ghoul, the one that we shot in the torso, they are
Oh!
they cannot breathe and take 2 damage at the end of each turn.
Check it
When you
out.
shot in the
I
head-
guessed it corrected. The ghouls begin the encounter at close range and any PCs inside of the warehouse and medium range for any
Hey!
PCs. Hey, there we go. Oh, I
Nice.
could have spent 2
So-
AP to add ghouls. Oh no, what a loss.
Oh no. So the shot to the head would have stunned the ghoul and made it so all tests that rely on vision have a difficulty of +2. And the one that you shot, or the one that you stabbed in the leg, could no longer walk and goes prone. You fucking massacred
I
them.
love
I
even
freaking
that
went for the
fact
ankles.
that the book is like, if a PC is reduced to 0 HP, yeah, no.
No, it is. This is. I don't think they expect the people who are. I think they're expecting people to play this like, ooh, I want to play my character with no knowledge of anything and don't want anything else and don't have a goal or don't
Exactly.
and we're over
Yeah, and
here
then want to
like,
work as a team.
yeah, well, like we have characters that are innately synergized decently well with one another, but we also
Yeah.
have Steve, who can just basically decide that you do not exist.
Yes.
Even
Yeah,
if I
Steve walking
threw
around with a hand
all
cannon.
6 of them, you would still get the...
We still have another round.
We
Yeah.
would still have a full another turn and me,
Yeah.
who like I
Those
can't.
ghouls were dead before it all started.
You know what? We might as well do that right now, as you have finally made some noise from the upstairs. Token add. Token add.
We cannot see them.
Token. Shut
Yeah.
up. No. Show.
Oh, fair enough. You hadn't clicked that yet. Shit, my bad.
Show.
Fair enough.
Show. And you know what? I'll spend 2 action points to add in additional ghoul. Oh no.
Oh no.
Do
Now
they-
you guys are
Wait,
screwed.
2 for 1?
Is this technically a just like adding them into the combat, or is this another combat?
This would be technically the start of the like second combat, far as I'm concerned.
All right.
Just to make it
Wait,
slightly
so they
bit
let
more
you-
fair to them.
Hold on, how many ghouls? How many ghouls is that? Oh, okay.
4.
Wait, so
Four.
they ask of you 2 AP for 1 ghoul. That sounds like a bad deal.
It is, and they're supposed
It
to
is.
start at long range if I do that. But I'm gonna say that they're all in medium range, so it's gonna take me a minor action
Oh.
to get to you.
Can I ask
No,
a
it
question?
isn't.
Who wants, for the sake of fun,
Fine,
ask
they're close
for
range.
a ghoul?
Well, no. Here's the thing.
No, what
They're
I'm
just
saying
gonna
is
go into
I
close
will
range.
move. I will move
Yeah.
into close range. Yeah,
Guys,
they don't need to come
guys,
to me.
wait.
I'm coming to them.
So I believe Bob goes last.
What is their initiative?
10?
I am faster than them.
Yeah, me
I
and
have
Bob, we have
14.
like 14, yeah.
Oh yeah,
We have
it's
people.
your one PC that's not here.
Yeah, Tyke is 8, I believe.
Okay, so start of
Wait,
combat.
but,
They come
Before we
down.
start,
Okay.
before we start, I wanted to ask, maybe we do want the fifth ghoul, just for the sake of fun.
All right.
As
Fine.
4 ghouls, I can kill that on my turn.
All right. I'll spend my other 2
Don't even spend it. I mean, literally
Yeah,
at
don't
this
spend
point,
it, just
don't
add
even
us
spend
another
it.
ghoul.
We've already made it
fucking
exceedingly
hate-
clear.
I hate
Yeah.
adding enemies here on this site.
Yeah, it is very annoying.
It's such
Are you able to like
chore.
copy and paste them?
No,
No, damn.
not
No,
technically.
put the extra ghouls at long range. It makes it harder for us, technically.
Yeah.
I think they only have melee.
Yeah, we are effective. 2 of us are effectively melee range.
So
Yeah.
what?
On our turn,
Hey,
we'll move.
How many bullets does Steve have left?
So
15.
I just honestly just gonna hope that you guys fucking miss because they are also melee.
Yeah.
So, we kind of enter. Bob is still outside. They are deeper into the building. We're in the entryway.
That's right. Bob still would be outside, so he would be
Yeah,
at
I'm
long.
still outside. I'm at long range.
Because
So,
you never technically got your turn, so here we go. Let's go.
So,
See fit, right?
Steve.
overly dramatic combat roll forward. Hop the closest ghoul. 1 success, 6 damage or 7 damage to their right leg.
It lives. I can't even like
Ooh.
track their HP or. No.
For that, there's gotta be a way. Is my thought.
You could try using the like add tracker and then go 1, go 3, go 4, go 5.
I mean, technically I
Yeah.
can, but I need to go into their trackers. I need to go to their HP. I need to set their current value to fucking.
So here's what
1.
you can do. Here's my thought, right? You can. So I don't remember exactly how it was for the DM section, but I believe in the bottom left you have skills, action, equipment, tracker, right, or something like that. I don't know if you have the skills, but I believe you have tracker on those options. If you click that, you can add trackers, like just to the
Yeah.
DM, I believe. And then you can basically just have it say ghoul number, and then whenever they lower, you can manually lower it through the tracker instead of having to go to their page.
Yeah.
So you can skip going to their page, clicking edit, all that stuff. You can just click on their tracker and lower it.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, yeah, I guess I could do that. That's also gonna take a while to set up for each encounter. Oh well.
You can just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
do you
7,
wanna do
and
your
then
gung fu?
Yeah, I was gonna gun fu to the right leg of a second ghoul, also for 7 damage.
Yeah, I think ghoul 4 and 5 makes sense because they're adjacent.
Yeah, the front two I would probably say.
Yeah, so whatever. I just pick, kind of do combat roll up, pop 2 of the ghouls in the legs.
Alright, I think the next one is Richard, if I recall correctly.
Yep. This would not be a stealth roll, right? Or would it?
No,
They kind of know we're here
I
at this point.
I think at this point they're a little bit more aware that you're
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case,
Do you want to attack a fresh one or one of the injured ones?
oh, that's 2 successes. I wanna attack the ones that are on the back.
Okay,
those
like a
two.
fresh one in that case.
Yep. Those. The one
Okay,
between.
yeah, you pick one of them and you slash them.
Yes.
That is 6 damage
Torso. So crippled,
to torso.
right?
Yeah, 6 damage
Yes.
to torso. If they don't have
So
DR, that's a bleed. That's a crit on the torso, plus the 1 persistent damage.
yeah, so he will take 3 damage at the end of their turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I said that wrong. 3 combat dice at the end of their turn.
So it's, well, it can get a turn unless Bob kills it.
Yes, unless Bob
So yeah,
kills it.
there are
Target
3 wounded
some other
ones.
goo.
2 are
Indeed.
prone.
Just prone.
Oh, right.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no,
Ah,
it doesn't matter a lot.
Well, I
We're
kneecapped them.
Oh, right.
And
Pull up.
finally, Bob all the way in the doorway. What do you do?
Indeed. Let me go ahead and pull up all the stuff with AP to find it. Where is it? That's one thing I hate about this as well, is I have to fucking scroll through so much. It's like doom scrolling, except in game.
I know, right? It is so fucking annoying.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do minor action, move to medium range, spend 1 AP to take another minor action, so we're down to a group of 5, being aim, and go ahead and shoot one of the injured ghouls. We'll say ghoul number 4.
Okay, number.
Which one is it?
Ghoul number
Which
4
one?
was at the very top.
Yeah, one of the ones I kneecapped. Because I
Oh.
knocked it prone, add +1 to the difficulty of attacks.
+1?
Yes.
So in that case, it is a difficulty of 2. I am going to spend 1 AP to also increase the amount of die I'm rolling. Is that correct, or...?
Yeah. Spend AP to roll an extra combat die.
Yeah, because
extra
we're
attack die.
already have 6, so we might as well. So that is 3 attack die, I can reroll 1. So,
Wouldn't that make sense to attack one of the uncrippled ghouls then, though?
I just want to get rid of it. It's
Oh,
simple,
okay.
I just don't want to deal with it, and I also...
And Bob probably doesn't have the damage to insta-kill one.
Yeah, I don't have the damage to insta-kill any, so I'd rather get rid of a threat than have a potential one.
Fair
So
enough.
that is 3d20. Why is it doing that? Oh wait, let me check something. Is it just, if I do this, does it roll 3? No! If I do this, it rolls 2. If I do this, it rolls 3. Why wasn't that? Oh, I'm doing it wrong. That's why.
Yeah, remember
Figured it out.
from the.
Yeah, it was being finicky. Alright, well the first one, I'll take the first 3, which is 9, 8, 13, so that's 3 successes. I can re-roll 1. Don't really want to though, there's no point. So we gain an AP back. And then damage.
Don't bother.
Ignore
It has
the.
one.
Okay, there's one health. Okay, then yeah. Well, let's see if I
And
even hit
it's
one.
one defense. It's not gonna.
Yeah, it's dead. I just have to make sure I hit it. You know, like I don't want to do 0 damage.
But there's like 18 and 20. Isn't 20 a complication?
No, so those you can ignore those because I did the
Oh,
3
I
dice.
deleted the wrong one. I
top.
guess it doesn't matter.
It was that one. He was still dead because it was enough damage. But the 2 dice, the 2d20, those were just because I had them on my fire musket action, but I was rolling 3 dice. So the one at the top, the first 3 died there. So he's dead, and then, not done yet, can spend 2 more AP to shoot at the very bottom ghoul, ghoul number 6.
Okay.
I believe that increased the difficulty by 1. So
I believe spending the extra action point, it basically makes the. I think I remember. I think it was difficulty.
So it says for the major action stuff, any skill test you attempt must be increased by +1.
+1, okay.
So I click on a read on what the aim exactly is. I want to know if I can spend it here. On the first attack roll you make.
Okay.
Nope. I am reconnecting.
Oh, hey,
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, my internet had a fucking seizure.
I was wondering, is he like doing that roll or?
Yeah, no, that was just fucky. Alright. That is one success, so I believe that is a fail, technically.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
you're action surging, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that just
So-
misses, I think.
That is just a miss.
Yeah, because I don't see any complications there or anything.
Yep, so in that case, that is the end of my turn.
Oh yay! I get 4 ghoul attacks.
One of which will die after its attack, I think.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It still gets to attack.
Still gets an attack off, yeah.
True, true.
So let me press
see-
play here and actions. I might as well two on both of you because you're in both of you in melee range at this moment.
Yeah.
So 2 on Richard and 2 on Steve. Let's start with Steve. Attack. Okay.
Miss.
The second one.
That is a miss.
Still misses.
Critical
misses.
fail.
Defensive 2.
And then the second pair will attack Richard.
That's a fail because I have 2 resistance.
Or 2 defense, yeah.
Defense, yeah.
Come on!
Come on, you can do it!
I can do it!
We're rooting for the last ghoul.
Ah.
I have 2 resistance.
Two defense.
Are you guys wearing like power armor or something?
They're just dodging. It's just agility.
I have
It's just
agility at
dodging.
9, so
Yeah,
It's just
Steve.
dodgy.
Back to Steve up top.
Honestly, don't even spend our ammo. Just fucking base. Also, the top left row girl, they're dead now.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
they take 3 combat die damage. They take 3 combat
Yeah,
die.
with-
That's
with-
enough
Yeah.
to kill them.
With the 2 HP that it had after Richard just lasted in the freaking throat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will minor action switch my gun for baseball bat. And try to finish off this one ghoul. Did it try to stand up? Or is it still prone?
I assume that's... Is that a minor action?
It's said
it'll
that
be
it
prone.
tried.
So for that, I think my internet's having a seizure. I don't know if you can hear me.
Alternatively, you can stand up for prone as a move minor action.
Yes, but I believe. Never mind, I'm wrong.
It just got knocked prone when I shot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was a minor action, I guess I could have tried to get up.
Okay. So that changes the difficulty from the attack from 0 to 1. So I actually have to make the baseball bat hit.
Oh no.
At this point, we're just kind of in the
Oh.
let's save ammo. Oh. Alright, well, you'll deal 4 damage. But let's see if you hit.
1 success.
you
It
go.
has 1 defense.
It takes 2 special, 2 damage.
I don't think baseball bat has anything. I can check.
So 4 damage.
This thing had 1 HP left.
It is dead.
Yep, baseball bat has no base damage effect.
Alright, it's dead.
Okay. Richard. And these two
Yes,
have
so
all of their health. Oh no, you guys are so screwed.
indeed, let us fuck them up.
Hmm?
I mean, my roll was actually pretty bad, but I did get them nonetheless.
2
I'm going
damage.
for their shins.
You could spend 1 luck point to reroll 3 combat dice.
Yeah, but like I don't need to. I'll just dodge whatever they throw at me.
Yeah.
So no need.
Exactly.
And plus, they do take 1 persistence damage anyway. Also.
Yes, so he'll take 1 combat die at the end of his turn.
They have each 9 health, right?
8.
8.
8 and 1
So
damage
it's-
resistant.
Well,
So right now
they
it's down
have
to
1
5.
defense, they have no resistance.
1 defense, no resistance.
Yeah, so so that one's health is currently 6. At the end of its next turn, it'll take 1 combat dice of damage.
Okay, 6 HP on this one. Okay, gotta remember that.
Yes.
Wait, so do criticals count as 1 or as 2? Because I think we sometimes
So-
count them as 2.
There's a reasoning. It's one of the special effects. So vicious is what it is. If vicious makes it so they deal 2 damage. Your sneak attack
Okay.
has vicious.
Yeah, sneak attack innately gains vicious. If it already has vicious, plus 2 dice.
Yeah,
Okay.
in this case, your
Steve's
gun
weapon innately has vicious on it, which is why I am doing so much damage.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Understood, thanks.
Okay. Bob, I think.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, my internet's having seizures.
It's also the
Oh, yeah,
same
it's fine.
thing that's affecting our last player.
Yeah, probably is, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. It keeps resetting all my fucking numbers, too, from my trackers. Like, I have to keep resetting my fucking AP and ammo. Honestly, I'm just gonna take a step back. I'm not gonna waste my ammo. First aid costs me literally nothing. There is no downside to doing first aid, so even if they take damage, it means nothing unless it's radiation.
These are ghouls.
These are ghouls, but even then, both have 2 defense, so I'm willing to risk it.
Exactly. I might as well focus fire one of you so I have a chance of, like, maybe hitting.
Yeah, I have so little ammo. I have 4 bullets left. Started with 8.
I'll say that they
Wait.
go after Richard. Why not?
Wait, don't Richard and Steve have the same agility?
Steve has 10 agility.
So you both have +2
Oh.
defense.
Yeah.
So here we go, Richard. Attack number 1.
Goose!
Almost. It would have done 0 damage if it succeeded.
Attack number 2.
Complication!
It fumbles.
A critical
It's
It's
fail.
not even needed.
And one of them takes 1 damage, so it's at 5.
One
not yet.
die of damage.
Yeah,
One combat die damage.
you might as well roll it.
Alright, give me a second. Where do I roll it?
So much for the 5 goals that you wanted.
Made it a little
I mean,
harder.
it did make it more fun. And,
Zero.
well, it does 0 damage.
Hey!
It does
Then
make
that's-
it more fun, though.
Yeah, it did make it more fun. You actually had a chance to hit us.
Yeah.
A slight one.
And you got to fight for once. Missing all the shots, but still.
Steve.
I guess I'll move up and against the injured one, swing it up with my baseball bat. Miss.
Oh wow, your melee weapon is very low. I just noticed.
I
Alright,
have no strength.
Richard,
Yeah.
I
I am
guess.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Your turn, I guess.
Alright, I'll target the second ghoul, just because it's at full HP now. Still, which is a crime.
Not anymore.
That is a hit that does 5 damage and 3 combat dice at the end of his next turn.
And is knocked prone.
Hell
And he's
yeah.
not prone.
If you're targeting the first one that you already did some...
No, I'm targeting the ghoul number 6.
Okay, the one that had full HP. Alright.
Yes.
Yes. So he's down to 3, and he'll take 3 combat dice at the end of his turn.
Okay. So essentially dies at the end of his turn.
Maybe he took 0 because
He
they
gets
took 0
one
last time.
chance to get me.
True.
I mean,
He has a
numerically,
50-50 chance of doing damage.
True.
yeah. Well, technically, it is 33% chance of doing none and 66% chance of doing some, with a 17% chance of doing 2.
Well, Bob.
He's taking a nap.
Okay. The ghouls. You know what? I'll switch it up and attack Steve this time. Maybe I'll...
Oh no!
A little luckier attacking him, I don't know.
If you want, you can spend. I believe. Can you do the same thing with AP as we can in combat?
I think so.
Yeah, you can spend AP to roll more dice.
Sure.
If you want,
Player
you
action spending AP, the DM also has available.
Sure. I'll spend a
Yeah.
single combat die.
Yeah. So you can use AP, and you can get an additional dice to hit your opponent.
Oh yeah, that would be a d20. So give me just a second. Cancel. Don't
What
mind
the fuck?
that.
Who brought a fucking mini nuke?
What the fuck?
All right,
That is
let's try that
insane.
again. All right, here we go.
Oh wow! Even worse. What the fuck
I mean,
is that?
if I hit you,
That would have good damage. Okay, also, even if we ignore the fact that, okay, that's a lot of combat dice, those rolls are also insane. Like, that is
Yeah.
absurd. The number of 2 damage is the same as the amount of 1 damage, which I get is normal odds. But, like, assuming that the face is just 1, that is, I'm actually going to calculate this. 10, 12, 13, oh wait, it probably says, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't.
no.
Point is, it's a lot of damage.
10. It's 10 special special faces.
Yes, but each of those are equivalent to 1 since we don't know.
I
what the
mean,
special-
I had
It was-
like
it
8
was a- it was a
fucking
glowing one.
combat dice because I was like, how the fuck does this work?
Yeah, that was 28 plus 10 of the special effect.
You
Jesus.
know what might be our downfall? So now we don't have anything to protect us from radiation, so like, if we meet a glowing one,
Yeah,
if
we'll
we
have
can't
to.
deal damage by just being in our proximity, then we're kinda screwed.
I mean, technically,
Yeah.
this damage is radiation physical.
Yes, but it just hasn't hit.
Exactly.
So the one on the left takes 1 combat die of damage because it lasts for multiple turns.
No, it lasts for the persist number of turns. It decreases by 1 every turn.
Oh, it decreases by 1. Okay, so no, the left one is fine then.
Okay.
The one on the
Or-
right takes 3 combat die of damage.
Yeah, you might as well roll the 3 combat die.
Go ahead, Richard.
Me?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's,
3
it's,
combat die.
it's your little knifey thing.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah!
that's 3 damage.
It bleeds to death.
Yeah, bleeds to death. Because it had
2
only,
of them have bled to death.
a couple of HP left from the last time. Which brings us to Steve once again.
Really bad with the
Finish
baseball bat.
them.
Hey, hey!
3
And then you
successes!
roll that.
2 AP. 4 damage.
I think it was at 6 after Richard's first attack.
And then 1. Oh, yeah, 6.
I think it's like
Because
it's like a
then
1 hit
I
point.
hit
Yeah, it's a
0
1 AP
damage
now.
on them.
Yeah, that's 0, so yeah, it would still be alive, but barely.
Yes.
I mean, I can still. Wait, hold on. I can still. You know what?
It's your turn, you can
It's-
smack it.
Yeah, it's exactly. It would be your
It's at
turn
1
now.
HP, right?
1
Yeah,
HP.
it's a
Can
1
I-
HP.
Can I just, for the fun of it, try to attack, like, do a minor action of switching to Switchblade, and then trying to knife it with my little knife?
Sure.
No reason not to.
Hell yeah.
There you go. It is dead.
And thus falls the final goal.
Yeah! That was fun. It was great that we had 5 ghouls instead of 4.
6
The
ghouls.
combat actually lasted longer than 2 rounds.
Yeah. Bob got to take a nap.
I was talking with Bob.
Like, I like to imagine that Bob and Tyke were just chilling, going over like their plans for like a gambling casino, like a traveling casino.
Like, hear me out. Yeah. That sounds great. Did the
Okay.
babies do well on their first steps?
I
Like,
think we did too
yeah.
well.
So, for
A
reference,
little
like,
too well. I'm fucking like. I'm looking at
Yeah,
the
for
book, like what it expects, and some of the situation it expects me to like you to be in like trouble.
so one of the things, for an enemy that has a 50% has a requirement of like 10, on a defense 1 they have a 75% chance of hitting you. On a defense 2 they have a 25% chance of hitting.
God, yeah, it's exponential. It's the difficulty, really. It's what makes it so fucking absurd.
And here you were complaining about the difficulty of the D&D campaign.
Yeah, well, literally, so in our previous D&D
Look-
campaign, it was so flip-floppy, where it was either the easiest thing in the entire game, or it was unbelievably difficult.
Yeah,
Well,
the final
balance.
encounter we added like 3 more spellcasters, a couple other decent sized monsters, and enemies that should have been fighting each other teamed up.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we literally, so the final fight was originally, there was a Kraken fighting 2 Aboleths and us, which they're all decently strong enemies. When I say decently, they're pretty strong, but they were originally supposed to be fighting each other. If it was that way, the fight would have been a joke. Like, ending in 1 turn joke. So we decided that it's the finale, let's make it hard. We made them team up together, added 6 other decent strong enemies, like not even close to them, but still decently strong. And it actually made the fight difficult. And it was a very good finale. But we basically had
That
to
is
make a
good.
finale, because it was so easy otherwise.
That's good because, you know, easy isn't interesting. It's when you're starting to sweat when the shit gets real.
It was tense.
Someone literally, if we didn't kill the Kraken the last round, would have died.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so one of
Like,
them
died,
got
not
swallowed by
down.
the Kraken, like dead. They were swallowed by the Kraken, and they were on their last turn. If they were in the Kraken for 1 more turn, they would have died. So I literally jumped into the Kraken to resurrect them.
That was crazy. But again, difficult is great because
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
But-
it was
It
the big
makes
issue
it
with that
fun.
campaign.
Okay, back to this game.
You have defeated the final ghoul.
Yay.
If the play piece is clear, yeah. You have a moment now to look over the warehouse. Also known
Yeah,
as
you do so.
scavenge. You can make
I'm
me
gonna go-
a perception plus survival test with a difficulty of 1. You can make a number of rolls equal to minimum of each item category. There are 5 categories, and you can spend 1 action point per roll to make an additional roll up to the category's maximum.
Wait, so everyone makes their own rolls, or is it like a group thing?
I'll let you just do like 1. You can decide which one you wanna roll for. Amongst like you can discuss it as a group, which one would your character look for out of these.
Well, is
My
it saying
person-
that you can... Well, what I'm wondering is if it's like increasing the difficulty to look through another thing, but it's like you fail, you lose all of it, is what I kind of heard of that, but I don't know if that's right.
No.
I think it was you can make 1 roll per category of thing. There are currently 5 categories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we can basically...
Yeah. So, example,
Okay.
here's the loot table of ammunition. The minimum roll of things you can get is 1.
Okay, so the lowest amount of items we could get in that category would be
You can
1.
roll for it once. Or you can spend 1 action point to make additional rolls up to the category's maximum.
So that'd be 1 additional roll.
Yeah, 1 additional roll, up to 3.
So
Up
we
to
could
3.
So we get 1 check for free,
Mm.
then we can spend AP to get up to 2 more rolls.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So Steve is definitely going to be going to be prioritizing ammo.
Alright,
So
so
I
I would ask you to passing the perception plus survival. Actually, no. Fuck that. Why do you even need to roll for it?
I guess it's...
well,
is it for
to-
the amount of stuff?
Well,
They search the
we do the
warehouse
roll.
by passing a perception plus survival test with a difficulty of 1. They make a number of rolls equal to the minimum of each item category.
So, okay. So I think it is. We make 1 survival roll. We're trying to basically generate AP that we can spend to get more stuff.
Okay, yeah. Now I
yeah,
get
you're
it.
right.
It's kind of weirdly written there. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
that
does
makes
that
sense.
mean?
So
In that case, Bob
we
should
make
roll.
we make 1 big survival roll. We get 1 item of each category, and then can spend AP for more to get extra rolls in each category.
Okay, yeah. That
Okay, that
makes
makes
a
a lot.
sense for what this system is. So I guess
So,
whoever wants to roll me the perception plus survival test to see if you generate AP.
I have
So
a
it would
13.
let's probably give you a group test. So Bob makes the main roll, we make support rolls.
Sure.
Sounds alright.
Yeah, because I have 7.
So
Yeah.
Bob.
So then I do
rolls-
2 dice, which failed. And then both of you roll 1 dice of that category.
Oh.
0, 1 complication.
And that's
Ooh.
2. So we do get an additional AP.
Yeah.
So yes, we
Two
generate 1
on it.
AP and one negative, one
Survival complication.
survival complication.
Indeed. We can probably go that
So-
it's locked. That seemed once again a fairly decent
Yeah,
one.
so one of the things that we find is locked.
So, ammunition. Do you guys wanna spend AP on it?
Well, we
How
get
much
one
AP?
for each category for free, I believe, right?
Yeah, 1.
Yeah. So how much AP do we currently have total?
We have 6.
I think we're at max.
Yeah.
Okay. So the categories are ammunition,
Ammunition, armor, beverage, weapons, magazine.
Magazines, interesting.
We're going. Okay, so how do we do the?
I got that covered. You just decide
Yeah,
which one
you
you wanna
have a
spend
table.
AP on or not.
So,
Don't we get
I'm
like
wrong.
one of each free?
yeah,
And then
one of
choose-
each
with
free.
the magazine, you get 0 of those by default.
Okay, so we get one of the other 4 for free. So we get one basically free check there. I mean, we might as well just do that first, right?
Yep.
And get the free ones out of the way.
Okay. So I think it's like 2d20 for each.
Okay, let's see. So, random ammunition, the freebie roll. Roll. There you go. Enjoy.
Alright, so we find 50 ammo. So, 0.5 ammo. 4 plus 4 plus 2 combat dice.
The random. Oh, yeah, you might as well.
I think
That's
7
you
point.
could take the 50 ammo.
Yeah, I'll just pick up the ammo for now.
Random
Yeah, just for storage.
armor freebie roll. You get 2 of these.
Alright.
How do I do 2? Would this work? No. Medium dog
That's
armor.
medium dog armor.
And medium dog armor.
Wow, alright, that's something. Wow, that actually rolled that twice, too.
Wait, try to roll a third time.
Well, okay, but this
Just
won't count.
to check that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
we
was
can do.
actually
I
the
was just
roll.
checking that. Okay, well.
Yeah.
So
We-
you find. I mean,
Kill
it
the
makes
dogs.
sense that they would stock on the same armor. They really like it.
Oh! Wow, that's actually insane. It's 2d20. Meaning, with 2d20, it rolled 14 twice.
Yep.
Alright.
That's great.
They're random beverages. You get 2 of those for free.
I'll
Number
hold on to the medium dog armors.
Bourbon
Alright.
and Brahmi milk. For random.
Can I take the dibs? I take dibs on the bourbon. If anyone wants the milk, you can take it.
I'll take the milk.
Now, random weapons. Unfortunately, I have a table for random melee weapons, random ranged weapons, and random drone weapons. So, to make this truly random, I will roll a trees to see which one of the tables shall I use for you. Number 3. Ooh.
The drone weapons, alright.
Random drone weapons. I would love if that wasn't like an actual all-encompass a pulse grenade.
Interesting.
I have decent throwing.
And sadly, unless you spend an action point, you will not get a magazine.
Let me check what because that's an explosive, I believe. I don't know what stat that would take. It would be throwing or explosive.
Throw?
So let me look at that. I imagine it would, but there is an explosive stat. So I don't know exactly what that defines. I'm gonna pull up the skill sheet.
If it's throwing, I can take it because I have 3 in throwing and 9 agility.
Yeah. Better than me. I got 10 and 1.
Let's see. Explosives.
I'll take
For
the
throwing
pulse
grenades,
now
it is
if you want.
perception. Yeah, it's the explosive stat for throwing grenades.
Wait, if
Okay.
it's perception, then probably
Maybe Bob.
Bob? Okay, Bob, you take the grenade.
Yeah, because I have let's see, I have plus 10 and 3. That is max for me, so I will take the grenade.
Okay, now, which of the stuff would you like to spend if any AP on?
Which categories do we have again?
Ammunition, armor, beverage, weapons, and magazine.
I think it's fair if we both have
magazine
2 AP
does-
to spend. Or if we all have 2 AP to spend each.
Yeah, but magazine, what does magazine mean?
So, magazines...
Like the skill book magazines.
Yeah, they have very, very
Ah.
minor effects, but I believe they are permanent, if I remember correctly.
No, they're consumable.
Oh, the consumable, yeah. The consumable, so only
Hmm.
one person can use them, but I believe they last forever, unless I'm wrong, or are they timer?
Wait, and can Bob
They are used.
disassemble?
Okay.
Can Bob disassemble the clothing and armor?
I believe I can. I believe that is repair.
Yeah, you can scrap.
Yeah, so I can do
From
that
which-
stuff.
From which would you get more scrap? From armor? Or from, what was this one?
Well,
I don't know. I think we should use these for personal stuff. So, like, what would you want? And you can roll for that. If we get something that helps the other person, we can
Yeah,
do that.
long as you don't go over the maximum of rolls that you can get.
Yeah. So,
Like
We can
magazines,
basically-
you can only get one roll in.
yeah, and that's all together. We can only get 1 roll,
Mhm.
and we each have 2 AP we can spend individually.
I mean, do you need the magazine? No, wait, not the magazine, the ammo, right?
So I am going to do an ammo check. That is one that I am going to do, and I'm going to spend a luck point
Mhm.
to basically be able to specify the ammo type. I believe is one of the options for it, or one of the examples of an option for it. Because the direct wording is to do spend a luck point to choose a helpful fact, something you'd be lucky to encounter. So like finding the right kind of items, the right ammo, stuff like that. So it's 1 luck point for it.
Mhm.
So I can basically just spend a luck point, basically say, aha, I find fusion cell. And then we just roll for the amount of stuff that's in it.
Okay.
So let me pull up the fusion cell table. Although I believe can you put it
and-
into the chat real quick?
I have the scavenging thing pulled up. If it's just the regular
perfect.
scavenging thing.
It would be.
Fusions.
It should be ammo.
Fusion cells, 14 plus 7 combat dice.
Wow, that is so much. That is amazing for me. Are we? Damn, that's a lot.
It's on a 27 or 28.
Yeah, and I guess because you can just go ahead and specify it. That's awesome, actually. So in that case, 14 plus 7 combat die, did you say?
Yes.
Let me go ahead, get the thing into my inventory first, and then I'll just add the number. So 14 plus 7 combat die. Pretty good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 21.
Okay.
So that brings me from 4 to 25.
Clearly
That is
this
good.
was a house like of a military family or like an enclave member.
God damn, yeah, that's so much.
Well, this is a warehouse, so
Yeah,
The
makes sense.
Institute was using it to send in the clones.
Really was.
you know what? I'm gonna spend one of my points on just a random piece of armor.
Random piece of armor, you say? Roll table.
So I believe he gets the 2 of them, right? He does get 2, unless that's something special.
No, if you just spend 1, you get 1 roll, which is
Okay.
metal armor in this case.
And then we roll a hit location die to determine which piece of armor it is. Right arm.
So metal armor for the right arm. Let us look at that.
I think I was already using right arm leather armor, which is so it's less helpful. But still take it.
Well, let's see. I mean, like, is it better or worse?
I mean, metal armor is 2 physical, 1 energy, as opposed to 1 physical, 2 energy.
Okay, so it's like swapping it.
Still probably gonna take it.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
nothing else, something to sell.
Yeah, or scrap.
Exactly. Alright, any more APs to spend?
And I was gonna spend on ammunition. I will spend a luck point, make sure it's my type of ammunition.
Okay.
That is 4 plus 2 combat die. So 5 ammunition.
Okay. You
that was
are
the 2
currently
AP
maxed out on ammunition. You cannot roll any more ammunition rolls.
Yeah, so I have 1 more and Richard has 2.
Yes. I think. Wait, hold on. How much are the magazines? Let me see.
Yeah, let me pull up specifically what the magazines do. Just so I can have them in my brain.
So
Which page are they on?
page 172 is where magazines start.
172. Alright, thank you.
Yes.
Found it? Okay.
I wonder which it is from the
So
Yeah, so you have temporary perks.
tables that
choose-
I have.
A bonus which applies once, normally per a... So yeah, basically each one will say how long they will last. It's basically just one of their use, or it'll say how much. So it's like a temporary buff for a check.
How much ammo do you guys have? Ammo of your type.
So
Well,
we
we
cannot
can't
do
pick
any
up
more ammo
more.
rolls.
there's 1 more
Oh,
armor
we're-
roll, 2 more beverage rolls. Magazine. 1
Well,
magazine
actually,
roll.
one beverage roll you can get weapons 2 more times and magazine once.
And no armor.
Armor once more because Steve only. No, actually, maximum was 3. So yeah, you're also maxed out in armor. So you can get
Okay,
either
in that
beverage,
case-
weapon, or magazine if you want.
I want weapon.
Okay.
Both times weapon.
Okay, you spend
Okay.
2 AP on weapons.
Mhm.
Alright, I wanna see what this random weapons table that I found on the Fallout starting set. Random weapons. Roll a hunting rifle,
Ooh, nice.
a pipe
And
gun,
a pipe gun.
Alright.
those are the 2 weapons that you find.
Okay. Hunting rifles, small guns. Surprising. And the second one was pipe gun.
Pipe gun.
Pipe gun, yes. And I'll go ahead and use my last roll on a magazine. Why not?
Okay.
Alright.
The one thing that I kinda didn't want you to roll for because there's so many fucking magazine ones. Is it a random publication? Is it an Us telling us some tales issue? Is it a Black Woodsman issue? Is it a Crockneck the Barbarian? Is it the Guns and Bullets issue? Which
I mean, I
isn't-
guess it looks like... So what it is you do a d20, and it has a list. It picks one of those lists, and then you do another d20 for the effect.
Oh god.
Yeah, it is a random publication.
Random publication. Roll table. Live and love. Alright.
So on Live and Love. Now we roll for which issue of Live and Love it is.
Live and love. Add. Where did it go? Didn't even add it. Oh, there it is. And roll the secondary
charmer. At the start of one scene, add +1 AP to the group pool. Alright. So basically, just at any point, like, alright, we have +1 AP now, at the start of a scene.
As Bob finds lovely tips on diets. In addition, you find family keepsakes and aged child's drawing of the Ghoul family holding hands in the front of a tree, a cheap locket in the shape of a heart, a moldy self-help book titled Being Your Best You, a catcher's mitt, a baseball, and several stuffed animals.
Unfortunate.
Can Richard take the stuffed animals?
Sure, you get like 4 stuffed animals. There's like an alligator, a penguin, a dog, and a rat.
Yay! Okay, they will be with us until the end of this campaign now.
Rast suggests that you might as well rest here and recover in the warehouse before continuing.
I don't think we need to recover.
And Spence... Oh, I mean, fair enough. Do you think we should bury them? I would like so.
I mean, they're ghouls. They were feral. Look at the skin falling off their bones. I don't want to touch that.
I will. Let me go ahead and help them.
Yeah, we spend like an hour or two digging a grave for the family, if nobody's helping.
While we're searching.
Yeah.
So, Steve, do you wanna cook those mutton chops? I can start a fire.
As you're helping him, you know that he seems to be particularly slightly upset. Well, upset about the young woman's fate.
Makes sense.
At the end of this scene, characters can gain a level from level 2 to level 3.
Yippee!
Let's go.
You may increase your health pool by 1. Each of the characters chooses one skill to increase by 1, the maximum of 6. And each of you gains a new perk.
Wahoo!
Taking more small guns.
I'm taking my energy weapons. Up to 5. 15. 15
It's
low.
probably a halfway decent scene to end it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what else can we do?
So we raise our health by 1.
Mhm.
Max health by 1. We get +1 to any skill, up to a maximum of 6. And we can also have perk.
Mini skill up to a maximum of 6. Okay, and how many points do we have for each, with each skill?
Maximum of 6. And we only get we can only increase the skill point by 1.
But how many points do we have for skills?
1.
You get 1 skill point.
Ah, okay.
1 skill point, 1 perk, and 1 HP.
Should I add 1 to my melee or sneak? Maybe lockpick.
Yeah, I mean either or. I'm just going for combat ones to start, just so we don't have that issue ever.
Yeah, I'm as you know, archetype of gunslinger. Gun is good. I'm also taking quick hands, so I am the fastest draw.
Yeah.
That is reasonable. Does anyone have some 300